In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how I achieve a soft glam. I'm going to tell you, give you insight on products that I use, techniques. It's going to be completely beginner friendly. As you can see this face is beat to perfection. No bars. But yeah, let's get straight into this video. Also, don't forget to add me on Instagram. It will be somewhere on the screen for more content. And even if you want to book me, I take bookings, so definitely go check out my Instagram. So starting off, I'm starting with the #6 micellar water just to clear out all my pores before doing any makeup application. This is one of the most important things to do before applying any type of makeup. But also another tip is to use a face razor just to clear off any hairs or fluff that's on the face, because sometimes that does, well, it can appear in videos or photos, and if you don't want that, then I would advise to use a little face shaver and just shave down your moustache area. And even sometimes I get hairs on my cheeks. I also want to say that the #6 micellar water is from Pound Shop. This is a cheap alternative for any other cleanser, but you can also get high and good branded ones from Pound Shop or even from Superdrug. Now I'm going to go in with the simple hydrating light moisturizer. It is very important to prep skin before any makeup application, because makeup can end up appearing very cakey and very dry, especially if you have a dry skin texture. Your skin needs to be hydrated, and it just helps with smoothing out the skin. A little tip and trick of mine is, when working in the moisturizer, make sure it's properly worked into the skin by pushing and stretching the skin. This helps with tightening the skin and making sure that your skin stays radiant, and it just helps. Girls, it helps. I'm telling you, it does something. My skin, listen, look, I look young. You can tell I look young. So if you want to stay looking young, I say take my advice. Now I'm just going in with my E.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This primer is for all skin types. I definitely recommend it, especially for beginners. I just apply this to the face and work it in. Once worked in, I say to use a fan or just leave to settle. And once it turns tacky, that means it's ready. And I recommend this, highly recommend this to beginners or anybody that's looking for a primer to use, because not is it just obviously usable for all skin types, but it really does hold your makeup and makes it last longer. Now I'm going in with this product from E.l.f. It's a brow lifting gel. Here I'm just showing you what it looks like. It is a thick, well, medium thickness consistency, but yeah, I just apply this to the brow with a little scoop. You can buy, but I have lost, but you can buy a spatula. But yeah, I just apply it to the brow, and then I go in with a spoolie and just brushed through the hairs. Now I'm just going in with some setting powder. I'm using the One Size setting powder that I've just put into my empty Crayolan powder, translucent powder case. Yeah, I do use translucent powder within both, but my Crayola has finished, so I have alternatively gone to one size, which I do not regret because it's amazing. And if you want to get an affordable one, get the travel size. But yeah, I just worked that into the brow with a power puff just to set the brow before applying any eyebrow pencil or eyebrow pen, whichever you prefer to use. I use a eyebrow pen, and it just helps with making the eyebrows last longer. As you can see, I'm here just checking to see if my primer has gone tacky and is ready for me to apply my foundation, and it now is. So now I'm going in with the E.l.f. Halo Glow. I do recommend using this when doing a soft glam because you don't want to use a lot of foundation on the face like you would with a luxe glam or full glam. So I would use some of this on some parts of the face, and then I would use one pump each side of a normal foundation that's not too full coverage, and then I would just work that into the skin. I took a half and she took the whole thing. Slow down, baby. Okay, using this wide-ended brush that I got from Morphe. I got this a while ago, so I'm not very sure on what number it is, but when I do purchase another one, I obviously will link it below, or I will let you guys know. But yeah, I just work this into the skin. And one tip that I would give you guys is when applying foundation, concealers, any type of makeup, it's better to, instead of swiping, to press down, like dab the brush or beauty blender. Dab, do not swipe. I only say this because it can cause streaks in the foundation application, or if using a beauty blender, it can cause unevenness. I'm gonna go in with an e.l.f. concealer. I use 2 shades, but for the brows I'm using the lightest shade that I use. And don't worry guys, all shades, if you are interested in knowing the shades that I use, all shades will be linked below, as well as products, just in case you need it written down. It will be in the description below. Now I'm gonna go in with a really small flat brush. I do recommend using even a paintbrush, a really flat paintbrush. It makes the application way more easier for you. But yeah, I just carve out underneath the brow, creating the shape that I want and that my eyebrows are, even though my eyebrows do be uneven. But yeah. And obviously now I'm just going in with the rounded end part of my power puff and just blending out the concealer. If I wrote you a symphony just to say how much you mean to me, what would you do? If I told you you were beautiful, would you date me on the regular? Tell me, would you? Well, baby, I've been around the world, but I ain't seen myself another girl like you. This ring here represents my heart, but there's just one thing I need. I am now going in with my eyebrow pen. I prefer to use a pen instead of a pencil or pomade, depending on how I want the brows to look or the look that I'm going for. Because this is a soft glam, I am using the pen just to create a few extra lines and definition to the brows and filling in any gaps. I'm now taking the lightest shade and also a shade that's closest to my skin tone just to do the concealer underneath my eyes. I'm only adding a little bit to the inner and outer corners of my eyes just so I'm not using or overusing concealer, because as I said, we're going for more of a natural look. And then I will use it on my chin, a tiny bit on my upper lip, and a clean line down the nose bridge. I've never been more sure it's you. This ring here represents my heart and everything that you've been waiting for. Just say I do. It's up to which you would prefer to use. I just prefer to use a Power Puff to blend out my concealer. I use the pointed end for blending out my concealer, and I use the rounded end just for my setting powder. I just prefer the end result when using a Power Puff for those two uses. So I would recommend you using that as a beginner, or if you just want to try it out to see the difference between that and a brush or a sponge, as they all do work differently. But yeah, I just blend out underneath my eyes and on all the areas that I have added concealer. I can see us holding hands, walking on the beach, our toes in the sand. I can see us on the countryside, sitting on the grassland side by side. You could be my baby, when you make it my lady. Girl, you amaze me, ain't gotta do nothing crazy. See, all I want you to do is be my love. My love, my love. Ain't another woman that can take your spot, my love. Now this is a soft glam, so we are going towards more of the natural side, but if preferred, like me, sometimes I do like the inner corners of my eyes to be that little bit more brighter, so I add some more. And now I'm using the Made by Mitchell case. I can't remember, the curve case. Yes, the curve case. And I am going to just go in with some blush. The color that I use, this is the color that I mainly use on myself. I absolutely love it, but it does differ. Certain colors look better with certain other skin tones, which I have tried on clients, but this color just works better for me personally. But yeah, I work that in, keeping it not too low, not too high up in underneath the eyes, but not too low. And it's the same for when doing contour. You want to keep it within where your cheekbone is. You don't want it too high or too low, but you want to make sure that all blush and contour and concealer is all blended out equally. And depending on face shape, it can differ, because depending on placement, depends on how you want the outcome to look. I keep it in a certain position, as you can see, in a certain place, in a certain area, because I want the more snatched look, and I want the more like rosy, perky cheeks look. So if that is what you're looking for, or you want to practice doing, then I would say to follow closely with how and where I place my products. Going back into the curve case, I am now going in with the lightest and second to darkest shade, and I am just working that in to my cheekbones, the nose bridge, well, the sides of the nose bridge. I do use it underneath my lip just to give more definition and more of a plumped look. And then I work around my jawline. I personally feel like I have a double chin, so I'm going to use this as a way of cancelling that out. So this will create more of a shadow. So do you know what I mean? If you want to be looking snatched, I say go ahead and try it. Yeah, I do apply a little bit onto the forehead, and then I use some on the outer corners of my eyelid, just to create a little definition and a little bit of bronze in there. And now I am going to just blend everything out. Keeping it within means keeping it within the areas that I have placed the concealer, and blending it all out so everything can seep into each other. I just wanna know if you my friend. I just wanna know if you pretending. I know I've been away. I'm just trying to get my mind straight. Don't give my shit away. Let your edge out to some iceberg, you'll be heavy in my mind. Can you get the heck out? I need rest now, got me bummed out. You so baby, baby, baby. I've been on my empty mind, shit. I should've came from the best of me. I worry that I wasted the best of me on you, baby, you don't care. This is hurting. Trying to make some simple change. Let me a war in my mind. Let it go away. He was holding me to the right, but it will be up in front of me. On the wall, I leave my feelings. Still wanna try, still believe it. Good days, always inside. Good. Now I am going to set the face, so I'm going to get the rounded end of my powder puff, dab it into my powder and press down and swipe onto my palm. This helps with equaling out the powder that is on the powder puff. Also, before applying the powder, make sure that all the creases are filled in. So go back in with the pointed end that you used for the concealer, going underneath the eyes, and then apply the powder. Put my trust in you. What will you do? Will you just step back? Will you duck it out? Will you be here to the end? I just wanna know if you my friend. I just wanna know if you pretending. I'm now gonna work in my bronzer. This is a dark shade, like a dark brown shade, and I'm gonna work that in all the areas that I have done contour in, just to make it more deeper, but also to set it. I'm now gonna bake, and baking is what you do after setting the face, just to give an extra hold and mateness to the under eyes. So I am applying that with the same Power Puff, and I will leave that on while I do other parts of the face. Alternative for a blush, you can use an eyeshadow palette, just finding the shade or closest shade that you use for your blush and going over it with a fluffy brush. I do recommend doing this just to bring back brightness to the blush, as one of the parts of your makeup that does fade out quicker is the blush. Now, either using a cotton bud or a cotton pad, I just add a little bit of micellar water and I go over my piercings, my lips, and my edges if I haven't covered them, just to bring back some life to them. I don't really personally like leaving concealer or foundation on my lips, so I would wipe that all off just to give me a better and clear canvas to work with when doing my lip liner. Represents my heart, but there's just one thing I need from you. Say I do, because I can see us holding hands, walking on the beach, our toes in the sand. I can see us on the countryside. Now, I do usually moisturize my lips from the beginning, but you can also just add some before applying any lip products, just to hydrate them. I'm gonna just brush off all the leftover baking powder off my face, as it's now done. Okay, going in with eyeliner, e.l.f. eyeliner. This is optional, but I like my beauty spots to be on show, and yes, I actually do have some, as you can see. So I just use this and I use it lightly and just go over where I have my beauty spots, just, you know, so people can see my beauty.
This ring here represents my heart and everything that you've been waiting for. Just say I do, because I can see us holding hands.
It's mascara time. So I'm using this 3D mascara from Primark, and I'm just gonna go over my lashes like a trillion times. I do my top and my bottom lashes, and I go over them maybe like 2 to 3 times just to make sure that the length is there. To be better than me, I would advise using a lash curler beforehand, but yeah, I just go straight in because, you know, I got some healthy ass lashes. So yeah, just go in with this mascara. I do recommend this mascara. It's really, really good and affordable. I think it was only like £1. So yeah, I just used mascara because I don't always like to wear lashes. Sometimes I like to give my eyelashes a break. So if you prefer wearing lashes, then you can apply lashes to this look, but I personally am not.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel a chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, it can't be replaced. So no one else does me like you do. That's why I spend my life with you. I wanna please you in any way I can. I wanna share my world, don't you understand?
It's time for lips, so I'm going to use the Baby Mitchell Colour Case, the nude one, and I'm going to use the third darkest shade down and just outline the lips. I'm overlining, but I'm not doing too much. And one tip I would give is to not overline your bottom lip. Always follow directly where your lip line is, but the top lip, to make your lips look more plump, I say to overline, because if you do overline your bottom lip, it may look a bit droopy, especially if you already have big lips. So that is not advised. And then obviously we'll be going in with just a flat brush just to blend out the liner for when I apply my pinky nude shade in the middle, just so they blend and merge well. I'm going in with this eyeshadow stick from E.l.f. Yes, I said eyeshadow stick. I use most makeup products as multi-use and multi-purpose, so I'm going in with this in the shade Bombshell. I absolutely love this color and I've got so many compliments on it. So yeah, this is my go-to color. But yeah, I just apply it only to the middle parts of the lips and blend it out. And I'd go in between colors and using a brush just to merge them properly before applying any lip gloss. Also want to say, when applying lip gloss, don't apply too much, because with a lot of issues that my friends and clients have had is when applying lip gloss, it begins to drip or drizzle down their chin. That can definitely mostly happen with lip glosses that are very more thinner, like they're thinner, not the one I'm using is very thick, which it holds in place, which I personally prefer, but the looser ones do tend to drizzle when using too much. But yeah, now I'm going in with my Creolan setting spray. With this spray, be careful, it is very potent and toxic and very strong. So once applied, I would say to use a fan to dry it down, which will help you be able to breathe again as well. But obviously I'm just going to use my hands as a fan. I'm not too sure if they still do this highlighter, but I use the MUA shimmer, and I just use this to highlight my underbrow bone. I use it on the bridge of my nose, the end of my nose, the high points of my cheeks and my chin, just to highlight those areas in light. I think it just looks very, very cute. Some people don't prefer a look without highlight, which is okay. And if that is you don't have to use highlighter, or you can use the tiniest bit. But yeah, I just apply this in areas that I love and that I want highlighted. I really was overdue doing an updated Soft Glam tutorial, so I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and also down below comment any ideas or videos you guys want to see, and I shall do it. I should do it. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.